Hello everyone and welcome back to another video here on Sam's Crafty Castle. So today we are doing another Kendra's card challenge. It's challenge number 10, and actually this will be a full year of me doing these challenges. The next challenge will be a full year of me posting them on my channel, but I did like a practice round before I started. So I'm going to read the directions to you really quick. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm not going to read the directions to you really quick. That was the point of this section, but I'm going to do this a little bit differently. I'm going to read the directions to you in a minute. So basically, overview-wise, Kendra's Card Challenge, if you're not familiar with it, is essentially a one-sheet wonder times 6. You take 6 pieces of pattern paper and you cut them up. What's different, this challenge is a little different than the other 9 or the other 3 that you've seen so far on this channel. In terms of Kendra's made some chart changes. The first thing I want to point out is this chart right there that I just pointed at. And she started to make a quick reference guide so you can kind of tell which papers need to go together, which is really nice. So like I was able to look at it and say that A, B, and C were on most of the cards together, and then D, E, and F were on most of the cards. So because I wasn't pulling from a pattern paper collection or a paper collection this time, I was just going through some of the random 6x6 papers that I've accumulated over the years, and it really helped me to pick out designs. So I kind of picked out 2 sets of 3 that went together instead of a set of 6 that worked together. So I just wanted to say that because that was something different, and I wanted to make sure I talked about it in that first part. So now what I'm doing is I'm following the different cutting guides, which are very hard to put in the video, so I don't usually show them on screen. But now I'm going to read you the actual directions from the instruction sheet that tells you what to do. Okay, so here are the directions for Kendra's Card Challenge. The 6x6 paper cutting templates are color-coded with cutting measurements. The first cut for each sheet is indicated with scissors. The arrows indicate the direction of how each piece goes on the sketch. After cutting each of the 6 papers, sort the pieces into 15 piles, 1 for each of the card sketches, and create layers with matching colored cardstock. Use colored or white cardstock for any white, black, or gray layers. Decorate your cards by adding stamped images, ephemera, or die cuts. A few helpful hints: you can rotate or flip the card sketches to change up the layout, change any of the elements with different shapes to fit your theme, adjust the size of the sentiments to fit your needs. Larger mats can be used to create smaller mats or to die cut words or shapes to save on supplies. Add embellishments or ribbon, make it your own. To officially enter the contest to be eligible to win prizes, join Kendra's Card Challenges group on Facebook, which I'll have a link to that in the description below, and upload the photo of all 15 cards in the KCC 10 official entry album for the month. You may also upload pictures of each card individually in each of the card sketch albums for further contests throughout the quarter. If you're not on Facebook, you may upload your official entry photo using the form that's linked on her website, which will also be in the description box below. And that's that. So that's basically the gist of Kendra's Card Challenge. Like I said, I've been doing these for about a year now, and I think I've said this in all 3 other videos that I've done, that it's definitely pushing me to use some of my pattern paper, and that's a very, very good thing because I have a lot of it, and I need to start using it and being a little bit better about using it. I've actually also just learned that there's another similar challenge that's on a little bit of a smaller scale, and I've been looking into that a little bit and probably going to have a video on that this summer. I do believe that one is monthly from the preliminary research I have done, but I have to admit I've really been enjoying these kind of like paper, like one sheet wonder, I guess, card challenges, and I have a ton of pattern paper to use up, and just honestly paper and cardstock in general. And so if you guys know any other ones, drop them in the comments down below. When I first started doing the social media side of card making and crafting and stuff, I used to be in love with like blog challenges and stuff. When I think people still do them. I'm a little bit out of the blogging scene and mostly focusing on YouTube and Instagram these days, so I haven't really been keeping up with that side of everything. I'm also a big work ahead girly, so like I'm usually behind, which is why I like this one, because this one is 3 months long, so I can work ahead and post my video anytime in those 3 months. But anyway, just in general, share some of your favorite card making challenges down below with me. I kind of miss doing them a lot, and I miss how much they like pushed my creativity. So if you have any that you really like, let me know in the comments down below, and I'm going to definitely try to check them out. So, I'm just finishing, I'm just finishing up. That actually worked really well. I'm just finishing up cutting up all of the pattern paper pieces. This video is long. I should have said that at the beginning too, but I wanted to make sure I got those instructions in there kind of early on in the video. So, yeah, that's a thing. Oh, the other thing I was going to mention, previously, Kendra has done, when we've done these, it's been one photo entry for all 3 months, right? So you could do the challenge more than once, like nothing was stopping you from doing it 25 times if you wanted to, but you only had, and I think you could probably enter that many times too, but she kind of changed it, and now like you can enter once a month basically, roughly, and I will not be doing that because these take me a while to get through. I usually spend about a week on one of these videos, but I also do have a full-time job, so I don't, if I had a Saturday where I could just sit down and do it all day, I could probably get at least halfway done and probably finish it in a whole weekend, but I don't usually get that lucky. So, but I will say, having done this 3 times and having done it in a kind of start and stop sort of thing that I've had to do the last few times, it's really relatively easy to start and stop and pick up, especially if you like split it out. So like this time, I had 15 to do, and I had so many days to do it, and I was trying to do it in about a week. So I took a Saturday and I cut everything, but then I had something else going on. So then I, had to stop, and then I basically tried to do 3 sketches a day. A lot of days I only did 1, some days I only did 2, but it still only took me about a week. Okay, now we're getting into the card making portion of this. So these videos, like I said, these are already long. I think this one's like over 40 minutes. And so it's hard for me to like show off techniques and stuff in these videos. So the other thing I was going to ask is, when July comes around and it's time for Kendra's card challenge number 11, which I'll actually probably post in August, but when it comes time for that and when I'm getting ready to film it, would you guys rather I split them in half, or do you not mind this like one obnoxiously long video every 3 months kind of deal? So let me know. It's always great. These videos are always great for housekeeping and stuff too, so I have a little bit of that later on in the video as well. But for right now, we're still talking about Kendra's card challenge and the basics of it. So this is the first sketch. These first cards I go a little bit more into detail on, and you'll see a little bit more of each step that I take to get from start to finish, if you will. But as the video goes on, you'll see a little bit less of the process. So like this one, I'm showing all of the stenciling and things, but then later I'm actually going to use this same stencil again, but I'm not going to show you the stencil a second time. When I do these challenges, I tend to pick a theme-ish. I almost always wander away from my theme. When I do these videos, I always am like, yeah, I'm going to do Christmas. Yeah, I'm going to do, or Vintage Christmas was July. Thank You was the November one. And then the last one was supposed to be like 11 birthday theme because I needed birthday cards, and it was Valentine's Day. And I almost always like veer off and end up doing something else. But that being said, the birthday cards that I made from the last time, they lasted me. I just ran out of them in March. So they lasted me like about 2 months. So, and like end of March, I ran out. So, you know, it's really, really great. If you have an area in your card stash that's lacking, it's a really great way to fill things in. And I'm always lacking birthday cards, so I have a feeling July will probably do birthday cards. Or try to do, like, majority of them be birthday cards or something. But I had just gotten the curved floral banner, so there's a lot of curved floral banner going on in here, and the Radiant Roses bundle from Gina K Designs, which now has been not a bundle. I think that was, let's see, it's May. So that was like February or March's bundle for Gina was the Radiant Roses one. And yes, I just pulled it out to use it for this challenge. And that's a lot of times what I'll do if I have a kit or if I have a bundle or something that I have hanging around, I will pull it out and use it to do this challenge. I have actually a really fun idea for the next one. I don't know. We're going to see. We'll see how it goes. I don't know. I'm a little bit nervous about it, and I think it's going to be a lot, but I hope I can make it work. So, the birthday theme, and it will work with the birthday theme, so no worries there. No worries there. So yeah. So, like I said, for the most part, this video is just going to be me going super, super quick through the cards. Some people last month, I tried it a little bit differently, and I really, really super sped everything up like more than I normally would. But got a few comments that people didn't like the super, super sped up version because they couldn't see what I was doing well enough. So if you let me know if you've watched both. Let me know what you think and which one you like better. This one is one of my favorites. This is going to be a lot of this. Like I said, it's going to be super chill. None of these are super, super technique heavy cards. And a lot of them that are getting future videos on that technique. So if you see something and you want to see it more in detail, the best thing you can do is leave me a comment and let me know. And I will do my best to try to turn it into a video in the future, if I haven't already, because like I said, a lot of times I do these challenges and I pull out some technique that I've essentially forgotten existed, and then all of a sudden go, oh, I should do a video on that, because it's been a while, or whatever. So yeah, so a lot of this is going to be me storytelling cards and saying, oh, this is really fun sketch, or whatever. Like this one, I was supposed to use the Radiant Roses stencil on this one, but I had also found my Bodacious Bloom stencil, which I hadn't used yet, and decided to use that one instead, and only to regret that and wish I should have done the roses, because I was adamant that I desperately wanted to use that stencil in these cards, and when I got to the end and tried to use it, it was not great. But the other thing is too, with Kendra's card challenge, you can modify things, so like if I wanted to make a layer bigger or something, I easily could have done that, but I didn't plan that far ahead, so I don't always plan super far ahead when I do these. This is the most I've planned for one, honestly, because I cut up the pattern paper and then I went through and I color matched and cut layers and grabbed card bases and everything for the card for whatever sketch I was working on, where like normally all I do is cut the pattern paper, but I was trying something new with filming it and trying to make it a little less stressful on myself, and I thought the more I had done ahead of time, then the less scrambly and hopefully the less amount of time the videos would take, and it did help actually quite a lot. So that's my other tip, is if, like, just cut all your paper right away. And then the assembly part starts to go a little bit faster. I've also seen a ton of people make their cards for Kendra's Card Challenge in her Facebook group and not put greetings on them or whatever, and just wait to see what they need when they need it, or when that card comes to be. I used to do that a lot. Does anyone else do that? You guys are going to have so much to talk about in the comments today. Does anyone else do that? Because I do, or I used to. A while ago I tried it, and I would just make cards and not put greetings on them and be like, well, I can just turn it into a happy birthday or whatever. And then I found that I never really went back to do that. So like if I needed a birthday card, I was going to look for something that I already had a greeting on and not go back and get something and put a greeting on it. So now I put greetings on all of them. And I had actually just sent a card to my friend and basically was like, I need to send you more cards because my friendship card section is overflowing. And it needs to, so I told her that it just means I've been slacking and she's going to get a lot of cards. It's okay. She doesn't mind. She likes it. So, she's told me, believe me, I've asked her, I've said, is this annoying? And she said no. So, I don't know why I think sending cards to people is annoying, but I always feel like it's overkill sometimes, but, she said it's not overkill. So, I'm going to trust her on that. I actually this was a birthday card I just sent out this week to my cousin. So, they come in handy. And I go through birthday cards really quick because I try to give as many people as work as I can. I've missed a few this year. March and April were kind of tough. And I missed a few in those 2 months. But vacations, man. I went on vacation in March and it's now the beginning of May. And I've been home for over a month. And I just feel like I'm getting back into the groove of things. So, it's crazy how that kind of like throws you off, but we're getting back on track. I say as I missed a video last week. It was supposed to be this video, but I didn't finish it. So, I don't know what else to say about that. I just didn't finish it, and I wanted to make sure that it was at least halfway decent and not super rushed for you guys. So, I waited that out. And now I'm like, yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. So, I guess I was going to wait a little bit longer because we're not quite halfway through this video yet. But I don't know what else to talk about right this minute. So, I think I'm just going to talk about the one. It's not really even a big housekeeping thing. It's not going to take. Oh, I know what else I have to say. If you're going to do a Kendra's card challenge, like you're like, I'm only going to do it once and never do it again, I highly recommend this one. This one has had some of my favorite sketches to work on. I loved it. I had so much fun with this one. The sketches were a whole lot of fun. I set out 10, 11, and 12 when we get there. I'll talk about this a little bit more. But those ones tripped me up. But there's always 3 like this in pretty much every challenge, and every time they trip me up. But you know what? It works out. It's okay. It's all good. It's all for fun and games, right? It's nothing serious. So, yeah, that's that. Okay. Now I will share my little bit of housekeeping news, and that is after a a year-long break, I guess. I did actually this week sign up for the fall crop and create event. I am very, very excited for it. It is the end of September again, so I will probably vlog again, and you'll probably get 4 videos. It'll probably be like the month of October again, for videos on that. So yeah, if by the time you're watching this, registration has closed. It was supposed to be open still, but I just saw something a couple hours ago that they are going to end up closing registration early because they've had enough people sign up already that they don't have a ton of spots left. So, glitter pens. I forgot I did this on this one. But yeah, so that's that. And I think that's all I have for housekeeping. Oh, I'm trying to learn how to do reels and YouTube shorts. So, those will go out to your subscription boxes too. Speaking of YouTube shorts, there will be a short sometime soon. Hopefully, like, probably Wednesday, maybe Monday, probably Wednesday. There'll be a YouTube short that just goes through all 15 of these cards. So if you want to go through all 15 of them, then in a very quick, like, slideshow type fashion, that will be a good option for you. And I should have also mentioned this earlier, but I did not. And now we're halfway through the video. So if you already stuck around this long, awesome. This is me reminding myself that if I watch this back, which I probably won't do because I don't always watch it back, voiceover is usually the last thing I do. And unless I know I made a massive mistake somewhere, I don't usually watch it back. But if I do, and I hear it myself talking, or maybe if I say it out loud, I'll just remember to do it. I'm going to try to add this bit of information to the beginning of the video and like a text screen as well. But I did put timestamps. I did chapters this time, so you can just jump right to the card you want to see if that so interests you, which will be more relevant once the reel and short is posted, and you can just jump to whatever sketch you want to look at. But yeah, that's that for this one. This one I pulled out some foil that I had already done. So I use these challenges a lot to use up things that I have just lying around, or cut pieces that I have. Like sometimes I'm not a Jennifer McGuire style die cutter. I get really overwhelmed if I have too many die cut pieces hanging around that I haven't used because I feel like I need to use them. I don't know if that happens to anyone else, but I'm not one of those people who can just like keep extra die cut pieces around. I so wish I was, honestly. Oh, I wish I was. Like in ephemera too. I have a hard time with keeping ephemera around. But man, do I wish that I was more of a mass die cutter like Jennifer, who could just cut out a bunch of things and keep them around for when I need them. But I just get too overwhelmed when I have a bunch of that stuff hanging around for me to use. Because it's never right. It's never exactly what I'm looking for. So it just doesn't work for me. I've tried several times. I did it once with very specific, like stamps and stuff, where I would just like massively stamp and color stuff and then just keep the stuff around. And I would always get frustrated because the colors were never right. And then I tried keeping around stuff that wasn't colored, and that still was like not quite the vibe. I never had the right shapes or anything, and I was always getting a little bit frustrated. Or I would just forget to look through them to find something. And then I even tried with just like basic shapes, like just cutting up circles and squares and ovals and scallop circles and all of that kind of stuff, and I still was never using them. So I decided that that's just not the vibe for me, as much as I wish it was. But that being said, every once in a while I do have some extra stuff, and I try really, really hard. This was another one of my favorite sketches, by the way. There was not a bad sketch. Not that any of them are bad, but like, some of them I like better than others a lot of times. But there was not one in this pack of sketches, in these 15 sketches, that I did not like. I am very seriously considering. I usually throw out the papers when I'm done with them, but I actually have this one downloaded on my iPad because of when I read the instructions off earlier. That's where I read it from. And I don't think I'm ever going to get rid of it. I think I'm going to start like a Good Notes notebook or something. I have my Pinterest page. There's a link down in the description to that as well. And on my Pinterest page, I do have a link, a board of sketches that I use for everything else. There's also some really old 12 by 12 one sheet wonders on there that I've not yet completed, but there's a subboard on there called Made, so those are all the ones I've ever made, most of them in videos. And then there's the ones that I'm still like working my way through. But there's not a bad sketch in this set of 15. Like there's usually at least one that just doesn't speak to me. Like this is probably the only this if I had to pick the one that doesn't speak to me in this set, it would probably be this one. But I think I did this card kind of backwards. Like the way I envisioned it didn't translate, which happens to me a lot. You're gonna hear me say that a lot. I just finished filming pretty much the entire month of May for videos, and you're gonna hear that a lot from me in the next month. I'm just gonna throw that out there, that you're gonna hear that from me a lot. That things were just not coming out the way I was envisioning them. But that's okay, because at the end of the day, even though they didn't come out exactly how I envisioned them, they still came out very well. So, it still worked. See, like, I think I should have this one the other way. I should have used the balloons on the outside and the red on the inside. But by the time I decided that, it was too late to undo it, and I didn't have any more of that paper. So, it still worked. It's still fine. It's all okay. I also don't like how the string on this balloon came out. So I'm not even sure if I don't like the sketch or if I just don't like how my card came out. This is just my least favorite of the cards that I did. But hey, there has to be one, right? There has to be one that just the vision was not there. So, or did not execute the way it was going to execute in my head. We've all been there, right? We've all been there. But yeah, if you're only ever going to try one of these challenges, I definitely recommend that it be number 10, because this one, sketches are amazing and brilliant, and I had so much fun. Like I said, usually there's one that kind of makes me frustrated, or I just don't like the sketch, or I just can't figure out what to do with it. I wish I would have made that balloon sparkly. I'm in sparkle mode too, honestly, right now. This is probably the other one I don't love, but I think it's a me issue, not a sketch issue, because I was actually really excited for this one, but it just doesn't look very good when I finish it. But that's on me. And I'm already thinking of ways I could have done it better. So, do you guys do that? Do you ever, like, look back at a project, or, like, go to somebody's house and see your card at something? This has never happened to me. I don't know why I'm using this as an example, but, like, you see your card somewhere, or you put it away. This is what happens to me more frequently. I make a card, and I'm like, hey, that actually came out pretty good. I'm kind of happy with this. That's awesome. And I put it away, and I put it in my, like, storage bin, and then I get ready to send it, and I send it, or I pull it out to, like, potentially send to someone, and I'm like, that was horrible. Why did I think that was good? Every once in a while I get lucky, and it works the other way, but sometimes, but we're our own worst critics, right? Like just, like my friend, I always send her stuff, and I'm like, yeah, sorry, I sent you that one. It's just been a while, and I wanted to send you a card, but that wasn't really the best. And then she's always like, no, it was still really good. So, like, we're our own worst critics, right? So, don't listen to me. So now I'm just going to glue some sequins down. I will say, this jewel picker, I have decided. I've used this one for a while. I've used the Marvy ones. I have a one from Studio Katia, which I got, like, just before I got this one from Gina K Designs. Pick and stick tool from Gina. And I have to say, I really like this one a lot. It's the best one I've used. I have yet to have any kind of weird issue with it. It's really easy to use. Stuff picks up, stuff comes off. Like the quick stick tools, I was just talking to someone at work the other day about the quick stick tools, and I don't love those. They like the gluey stuff that's on them, like the tacky bits that are supposed to stick to your sequins. I don't know how to explain it, because I know it works for some people, so I think it's just my brain. And like I always say, what works for me may not work for you. Quick stick tools might be your most favorite things in the whole world. That might be what works for you, and you might be someone who tends to push too hard and breaks the wax tips on this style of jewel picker. But for me, this was, I don't know, the Gina K Designs one is just, that's my winner. For pick and stick / pick jewel pickers / whatever you want to call them. This is my winner. This card sketch, I wanted to say, I almost texted a friend of mine because I know she has the kitchen tags set from Debbie Warner at Gina K Designs, Deborah Warner, and this it has like a blue ribbon in it, and I was like, I really want to use that for this. I don't have that fun like pokey like scallop though for like a die, and I feel like I want to go find one, but I like it with the stitching. I think it's cute. This is another one of my that was another one of my favorite ones. Okay, here we go. 10, 11, and 12. Like I said, there's one of these or 3 of these in at least the last 2 or 3 challenges, and every single one I somehow mess up the papers and I don't know how I do it, but every time I mess up the papers. And I'm like, this one I was so careful, and I like tried my best to like, I laid them all out before I put them in their baggies, and I still messed it up. I'm so mad about it. I shouldn't say I'm mad. I'm just flabbergasted. Like, why is this so difficult? For me, I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with me. But, yeah, these ones, man. So I actually kind of tend to do all of 3 of these styles together, and they're usually 3 sketches in a row, because you use the different pieces to make different layouts. And I actually mess up the second one as well. But that's okay, because remember, with Kendra's Card Challenge, it's like, whose line is it anyway? Do any of you remember that show? That improv show? It was, like, super popular when I was a kid. And the points are made up and the rules don't matter. Like, that's what this feels like. It's, you know, you can edit the sketches however you need to. I mean, with any sketch challenge, you always want to make sure that, like, the sketch is recognizable, but you can mess stuff up if you need to, which I'm about to do. Not horribly bad. I just put something in the wrong spot. But these 3 actually are up there. They scream teenage girls to me. Like, the second half of this sketch challenge with the papers that I chose, like, screams, like, preteen teenage girl. Like, preteen bedroom. And I kind of am here for it, honestly. This kind of color scheme is right up my alley. So, lots of fun to be had on this one. So then you can see I still don't know what's up, and yeah, I had to fix it. You're also going to see the sketches move, because originally I had tried to do this one with kind of grouping all 3 together, and I didn't like it. So you're going to see the sketches going to like move up the screen on these 3, because originally they were supposed to be layered. And this is where I kind of make an oops, because I was so busy trying to figure out why I was still having so much trouble matching these cardstocks to where they were supposed to be that I kind of did this backwards. It should have been more, I did it down in the bottom corner like I did the other one, and it should have been more towards the middle. Like I did what in the bottom corner? I put the flower, the rose, and the greeting kind of down in the bottom corner, and I should have scooched the greeting over and put the flower on the other side of it. But yeah. Also, because I forgot to mention this at the beginning too, and I should have, but we're getting to the end now. So anything that I used in the video, well, not anything, a lot of the things that I used in the video will be listed down in the description below. They will be affiliate links, so if you click the link, it helps support the channel. only click the link if you feel like you want to. You don't have to. It's not a requirement or anything. It just helps support the channel, and there's no additional cost to you if you shop using the links down below. But like I always say, you're not obligated to do it at all. But since I'm talking about them, I have to say that. I have to disclose it. So they are affiliate links. I do, if you shop using those links, I do get a little something. And yeah. So now that that part is out of the way, supply list is down below. I just knocked my microphone over. I did not put the, now I'm distracted. I did not put the supplies on the screen like I have been doing, just because there's so much different stuff going on in this video that I didn't want to add one more thing to it. So you can go ahead and check the description box down below, and I'm going to ask you another question about that too. I should put up, maybe I need to think about this and do a poll for I'm sorry, I'm just laughing at myself for knocking my microphone over, but I'll just put a poll in the community tab before I film the next Kendra card challenge. I'll try to remember to put a poll up in the community tab and get everyone's vibes. Okay, this one is a big one. So this one is one that I need to talk about what's actually happening here, because I went super out of my comfort zone for this one. I'm going to leave me dropping the microphone in this video, by the way. Yes, I'm still thinking about it. I'm sorry. I focus. So this one, I decided to do a gatefold card, which actually was a recommendation from Miss Kendra herself, because she does have her own YouTube channel, and she does do like an intro video to every challenge. And she was like, and when I first saw this one too, I also thought gatefold card. Like, I actually thought that's what we were supposed to do, but turns out it was just an option. And I decided I was going to up the challenge for myself and make this into a gatefold card. And this is admittedly another one that doesn't come out the way that I had envisioned it in the first place, but I'm not going to say I regret trying, because honestly, it still comes out very nice. But again, this one, I almost wish I could do it again and just not do it as a gatefold card, honestly, and because I think it would still be super awesome as a regular like side folding card. I don't know about a top folding card. Maybe, but I think, yeah, I almost want to do it. Like, I almost am tempted to do, if I had time to do this just for myself, because I don't want to put you guys through another 40-minute video with essentially the same content. But if I had time, I would 100% do this challenge again. This one was so much fun. Like, not that the other 4 weren't, but like the first one, I was just trying to figure out what I was doing. And then the second and third ones, I was kind of trying to figure out the right way to video it. And this one, I felt like I hit my groove and I just got to have fun. So I used the curved floral banner again because, like I said, I was kind of obsessed with it. When I was filming this, I had just gotten it. So, shiny new things. And I really wanted to use this curved floral to make the gatefold pieces of it. And it kind of works. It's a little bit long. And I debated just cutting the leaves off, but I also really liked how the leaves overlapped on the outside. So it's a little bit more of a delicate card. So maybe don't give it to a child who might rip the leaves off. And then I couldn't figure out how to glue it on either. But it still looks really cool. And I actually do like that the leaves and stuff overlap a little bit, because it just makes it look kind of more finished. It's just very delicate, because you can't glue those other 2 leaves down, because then it would stick and it wouldn't open. So, but if you didn't make it a gatefold card though, you could use this same layout and it would be really cool. And then I just glued the sentiment onto one side, and then so that I could put it over the middle still. But you can almost use it like a little handle to open it. And I gotta rub the glue off, because otherwise it would stick closed. So this idea, honestly, as much as I wanted it to be a gatefold card, probably would have worked better as a regular A2 card, but yeah, no, it still works, and I still think it's really cool. So again, this one I pulled out some old foils. So foils don't always show up the best on camera, so they look a little bit funky. But this is pretty much the end. So I think I'm actually just gonna wrap it up here because you've already listened to me talk for 40 minutes, and I think there's still like 5 minutes left in this video. So maybe a little less than that. So thank you so much for watching. I'm going to leave you with music. I'm not just going to like leave you before I outro here. I'm not just going to leave you. I hope that I will put music after I'm done talking and leaving and saying goodbye. But I hope you I forgot where I was going with that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope that maybe you'll take some time to check out Kendra's card challenge. And if you have a ton of extra pattern paper around, hopefully it'll get you to use some of it, just like it's been doing for me. It's been so helpful in that regard. So that's it. That's all I have for today. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below. I'll see you again soon, and have a crafty day.